Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Planning, Zoning, and Agricultural Committee for Wednesday, November 22nd at 9 a.m. Before we do a roll call, should we vote them in? Or afterwards? Doesn't matter. Okay. After?
Mr. Featherling?
Here.
Mr. Miller? Ms. Weber? Mr. Fairfield? Mr. Long? Mr. Swanson?
Present.
Mr. Eckhoff? Ms. Foster? Ms. Andrade? Mr. Ashcraft? Mr. Scanlon? Ms. Turner? Mr. Wheeler?
Present.
Mr. Alexander Hildebrand? We have a quorum.
Okay. Thank you. First up, we had voted in for Mr. Swanson and do them both at the same time. Probably you can do it, right? And Mr. Wheeler, Mr. Eckhoff, Mr. Alexander. Oh, second, Mr. Alexander. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. None. Okay. Thank you. Next up, we have public comment. I don't have anything for public comment written on slips of paper or anything up here, so I guess we can keep going. We get approval of minutes. We all got the minutes in the email. Does anyone have any questions or want to make any changes, deletions, or any additions? If not, we'll entertain a motion to, okay, Mr. Fairfield and Ms. Andrade. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay, let's get a motion in a second for the building report. Okay, Mr. Law, Ms. Andrade. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay. No, because we got to talk about the stormwater thing. Okay, Mr. Skimmerhorn, you're all set?
Okay. In your packet, you have the monthly building report for October 2023. In October, we had a total of 82 permits. There were no new homes, and revenue of $23,023. We'll need a motion to approve that.
Already got it. Does anybody have any questions for Dell on the building report? So we had a motion in a second. Could we get an all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, none. Motion carried. Okay, stormwater mitigation, MS4 program discussion. Mr. Skimmerhorn again.
Yeah, this is a standing item on our agenda where I ask if any of the members have any stormwater issues that they'd like to bring to the department's attention.
Okay, anyone have anything today? We haven't had a lot of rain, so probably won't get any. Don't have anything for them? Okay. We'll move on to, next up we have in the zoning category, we have ZBA case 22-15 is a request for a special use permit number 37. Fairground racetrack of all kinds in the A1 agricultural district and a variance to section 121-99C 37 on setbacks on a parcel generally situated in section 03 of Ganier Township. Petitioner is NPF Racing Stables LLC, owner and applicant. Okay.
Ready?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Or do you want a motion first?
I was going to do a motion first. Let's do a motion to approve and have discussion. Mr. Fairfield, Mr. Eckhoff. Okay, we got a 1 and a 2. Okay,
All right,
Mr.
ready?
Skimmerhorn, you're all set.
All right. This is a request for a special use permit on the property outlined in red on the map up there. It's on 5000 North Road, which is St. George Road, just past 8000 East. It's on the north side of the road. And the special use permit is to operate a racetrack on that property that already exists there. And the variance to section 121-99 is for setbacks on the racetrack itself. Let's go back to a little bit of history on this property. Prior to the year 2000, this was a vacant piece of property. It's 40 acres in size. Zoned A1 agriculture. In 2000, the county board gave a special use permit to allow the construction of the large pole barn that you see on the property, and to allow equestrian sports inside the pole barn in an arena type setting. That was the original owners back in 2000. It has changed hands several times over the years, and things have been added to the property over that time, sometimes with permits, sometimes without permits. The most recently, there's a racetrack for, I don't know what kind of racing you'd call it, but it's a straight line track. It's down the eastern side, just to the right of that pole barn. And it's about a quarter-mile long for exercising horses and training them for racing. No actual racing goes on there. They train there for races elsewhere. But it is classified as a racetrack under our ordinance, so therefore they need a special use permit. That track was built without a permit. Well, not originally. It was built without a permit, and it was built too close to the eastern side of the property. It's supposed to have a 100-foot setback. It is only 50 feet from the property line on that side. So that's why the variance is being asked for, because it would be quite an undertaking to move that track another 50 feet over. So the kind of activities that are going on there, or that will be going on there, this is under new ownership. NPF Racing has only owned the track probably a little over a year now, or the property. And so they are they have a whole plan on the activities they're going to do there. Race horses are brought to the property, and they're exercised there, and they train. They race against each other, but not, it's for training purposes. And I guess this is a popular event for people to come out and watch, so they do have crowds that come out and watch this training. They have events about, I think it's once a month or so, where they have people out there. They have food vendors. They will be asking for a liquor license at some point, and possibly an entertainment license. Sometimes they have bands or other entertainment out there as well. They will be making improvements to the pole barn, the parking lot. We had cited them for a lot of the grandstands were in disrepair and unsafe. They've removed those, and they will be getting permits to put new grandstands in for people to watch the events. They just did have an event there, I think it was back in October. There were no issues with it. They had, I believe it was 20 security officers that they had hired, and they intend to use security in the future, just like that at any and all of their events. We had the public hearing on this Monday night. The zoning board heard the testimony. They recommended the approval of this 6-0. They did put a condition on the approval of the special use permit, and I will read that to you. And this is as a result of the property owner on the eastern side of the property. He had he in public comment, he had mentioned that they get a lot of trespassing onto their farm field, and they get a fair amount of trash that blows onto their property. And once we put this condition on it, he was fine with that. And the condition reads, the owner shall construct a fence adequate to prevent trash and trespass along the track on the eastern side of the property, and place trash receptacles at regular intervals along the fence. As I said, that property owner was fine with that. The applicant is fine with building the fence and putting trash cans along it. So I think we can probably open up for questions, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone have any questions? Ms. Andrade. Sorry.
Racetrack that wasn't up and running before?
I believe so.
Wasn't up and running before.
Yeah, we had one prior to this board meeting where there was a racetrack that wasn't up because of the stability of it. Correct?
This case originally, I think it was back in July, maybe August, went before the zoning board with an additional action of rezoning the property to C2 commercial. Because at that time, fairgrounds and racetracks of all kinds were only allowed as special use permits in the C2 commercial district. At the hearing, and based on the vote from the zoning board, at that time, they approved the special use and the variance, but did not approve the rezoning. There's a real fear of having 40 acres of C2 commercial out in that area.
Yeah, I remember we had discussed a little
So
bit about
yes,
that.
we made a text amendment to our ordinance and copied that language for the fairgrounds and racetracks to the A1 district. So now it's a special use in the A1. So this is the same case without the C2 commercial component to it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember that one.
Okay, is that good for you? Okay, Mr.
Yep.
Eckhoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dell, I saw hours of operation, but I don't see what the hours of operation would go ahead and be, because that was one of the comments from one of the public commenters. I don't see it anywhere in the packet for hours of operation.
No, that actually was never mentioned as to any particular hours of operation, I don't believe.
Alice Niemeyer, concerned with noise, lighting, and
She was
hours of
concerned about, but I don't know that it
Yeah.
was ever addressed.
Okay. Do we know what the hours of operation? What would be county code for that?
Well, they'd have to meet the noise ordinance, which is till 10 o'clock at night.
Okay. Okay. And I have no problem with this. This is my district, but I just saw the hours of operation. I didn't see it
Yeah.
anywhere in the packet, so
Yeah.
that's why I asked. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else have anything? Phil, is there any limit on crowd size here at all? I mean, you couldn't let them have 50,000 people out there to watch a drag race?
They testified that their average attendance is about 100.
Okay, so so they have some kind of tally that they can go by a track
And
record.
there's only so many. Yeah, and that seems about the average. There's only so many cars they can park on there.
Yeah.
There's only so many they can accommodate.
Okay, good. Okay, Mr. Wheeler, I don't know how to turn you on, Andy.
That's okay,
Oh.
as long as you can hear. The question I had was really kind of related to Colton's, but in a broader sense. All county code applies in terms of traffic control, security for liquor licenses if they apply for that. I'm just making sure that, you know, like he said, hours of operation are really based on noise ordinance. Is there anything else that you can think of that would be a hindrance to the neighborhood, to the public? Because this is a good thing for the community, that's for sure. The Hispanic community has reached out and said they want this to happen. So I'm just curious if any drawbacks that you see.
Mm-hmm.
Is that directed at me, Andy?
Well,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just technically in terms of, you know, flow, traffic, you know, safety,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
The neighborhood out here it's surrounded by farm fields, so there isn't much of a neighborhood. There are some scattered houses in the area, generally about a quarter mile or farther away. If the crowds got too intense, I could see some possible traffic issues at the road, but part of those 20 security officers was also traffic control and parking.
Okay.
So they seem to be addressing that. They seem to be more than willing to address any issues that do come up. So I think that's a little hard to say. I mean, maybe there is an event where all of a sudden 500 people show up.
I'm just curious, should we add something along the lines of security and traffic control as appropriate to crowd size and event or something like that? Just to say if they have a big event, then they've got to respond, you know?
You could put a condition on there that the owner applicant must provide traffic control and security adequate to meet the needs of the number of attendees of the event, something along those lines.
I would actually want that to go through Mr. Coughlin. I believe I saw him sashay through there at the beginning of the meeting.
sashay.
Is that appropriate, Mr. Coughlin? I guess is the question.
Mr. Coughlin, is that okay? Okay, we can put some conditions on here, if anything else that we
you're allowed to place a condition on a special use permit that alleviates an issue.
That's if the committee feels it's appropriate. I just threw it out there.
That is correct.
Suggestion.
And we can work on the language between now and county board if you'd like, exactly what that language would be. But
you fill in a little whereases and therefores from Mr. Coughlin back there. Okay. We can put that in our motion, no?
Yes, you can.
We can put it in the motion, and if they think it needs to be changed, we can change it. Unless Mr. Cogan wants to tell us what to say now in the conditions.
First and second
Come on up.
amended. First and second amended.
I believe what Delbert, the wording that Delbert used was appropriate as far as traffic control conditions.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Del, you want to word that for us exactly so we can include it in the
I'm
motion?
working on it right now.
So I have a first and a second, so we'll have to amend that if we change. Anyone else have anything they'd like to discuss or change or go for it? Mr. Science, nothing back there. You look like you're gonna ask a question. No? Okay. Okay, barring none, we got a motion in a second, so that was,
Hang on.
Fairfield and Eckhoff, okay.
Hang on. Here's the language I've got. Provide security and traffic control adequate to alleviate issues based on the number of event attendees.
Okay. Is that okay with the first and the second to amend the motion? Okay? Okay, we have an amendment. Del just read it, so we have a first and a second, so let's get all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign? None? Okay. Thank you. Okay, next up for planning, Del, we have Historic Preservation Landmark, North Kankakee Electric Light and Rail Company, trolley number 414.
Yes, I am going to let Ms. Sadler.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can I get some clarification?
Sure.
I just want to make sure, because this is a quasi-legal matter.
Yeah.
You said we have an amendment. Can I get a motion in a second? Was that motion in a second on the entire matter?
Well,
Just for the record.
yes, it was on the entire matter, but we amended the first and second to go along with Delbert's paragraph.
I would just hate for somebody to come back and say they only voted on the amendment.
Okay.
That's why I needed the clarification. I
Yeah.
did nothing wrong. I just want to make sure. Thank
Well,
you.
since we made the change, I believe that it's okay. So we voted on what their motion was a change to, so they agreed to it, so. Okay, Del?
Ms. Sadler will handle this one.
Okay. I didn't see you come in.
Are you doing,
I got you.
Are you gonna do a motion first?
Oh, we do a motion in a second? Okay, Ms. Andrade, Mr. Long, first and the second? Okay.
Good morning. So I'm here to ask for you to approve landmarking the North Kankakee Electric Light and Railroad Company trolley number 114. I don't know if you're aware, this trolley is at the train depot under a trolley barn. We started this in 19, COVID hit, so it kind of got pushed back. We tried to get it through the city because it's in the city limits to get approval. It came to our attention that we had a parcel attached to it, which the trolley barn and the trolley are not on the parcel. They're actually on railroad property, so they have permission to have it there. So what we had to do was amend our application to take off the parcel and nominate it as an object. So we got it through the city council on October 17th. They approved it to be landmarked, so now we're coming to you guys to move that forward.
Okay. Any questions for Michelle? No questions? Okay. We had a motion in a second. So let's get a all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Okay, barring none, thank you, Michelle. Okay, does anyone have anything under old business to talk about today? Nothing under old business? Oh,
I have
Mr.
one.
Mr. Snipes, what was you saying?
Point of clarification, Dale. A lot of times when they ask for like a variance and things of this nature, especially if you're dealing with commercial versus agriculture, if you leave it agriculture, they're open to a lot of more benefits and a lot of because agriculture is like a huge umbrella where a lot of individuals don't take advantage of many of the I guess there's all kind of grant things of that nature that's out there for agriculture. and it goes under the radar because they just hear agriculture more so just for farmland. But if it's under agriculture, you open up to a lot more governmental benefits as well. And sometimes when you're looking at farmland, you want to kind of keep it agriculture almost for that particular reason. Do you see anything that's, have you in opposition of that?
I'm not sure I'm following you on that.
I think we kind of already voted on that.
No, it's not this. This is just just saying, talking about agricultural, period.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits under agriculture versus if I did something commercial, it's more up on the agriculture. I was attending one of the ags and really found out that if you leave things agricultural, under the agricultural umbrella, that there's a lot of opportunities and benefits and leeways out there that most people are not aware of. Kind of learned that when I was down at the state. So it was enlightening to see that there's just so much that is so much untapped dealing with agriculture. So it has nothing to do with this, just a comment.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Del, you had something?
I have one thing. Can you share my PowerPoint? This is more for Andy here. This has been a real pain in
We can't see Andy. How's he going to see it?
I know, but he's going to see this. As of this morning, 2 slides down. Nope. Somehow we jumped somewhere. We're way... There you go. Cool. That is J.J. Ruffles, Andy, as of this morning. So.
Oh, you made my Thanksgiving. So, it's a Thanksgiving miracle, everybody.
In fact, the rest of it should be gone by the end of the day today, and then they'll start site restoration. Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
That's all I had.
Another one bites the dust.
Thanks, Del.
You're welcome.
Okay, anything else under new business? We covered old business. Anything for new business? Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn? Ms. Andrade, Mr. Long, all in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Thanks for coming.